This edition of Griot's Garage Treasures is being brought to you by Griot's, car care for the perfectionist, and by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology, and by Original Parts Group, world's largest source of GM A-body parts and accessories.
Hey, welcome back here to Griot's Garage Treasures. We're here in the storage area for Bill Cotter, who's got a vast array of different cars and a lot of other things here in his storage area. But this is one car that he drives quite a bit in a lot of different types of races. Originally started out as a '69 Corvette, what they called the BF Goodrich Corvette.
BF Goodrich sponsored 3 race cars in the United States to be built by John Greenwood.
They called it the John Greenwood style because what they did is they take the old Corvettes, and John Greenwood, who was a famous racer, would redesign the body to make it a lot more aero efficient, and they would use that to redo these Corvettes to make them a better race car.
They also sponsored one to be built in Canada by BF Goodrich of Canada. This is that car.
Had a 427 engine in it. Engine now is one that's built by Ron Shaver. If you look up here in front, you can see the older Corvettes, they would have the flip-up headlights. Well, they took that out, and what they've done is they put the headlights in here, but then they put a clear plastic cover over that so you could not only see through it, but it also would add to the aero package on this.
They brought it down to Detroit, finished it off at Greenwood's shop with his components, and it raced FIA, a lot of FIA races in Canada with the BF Goodrich sponsorship. The interesting challenge of the car was it ran on street tires. And so there's lots of pictures of the L88 motor blowing up because the street tires were spinning.
But over the years it's been converted, so it's still a good plaything, a lot of fun to run, but this is a car that even today you can still have a good time with.
I've taken it to Le Mans 3 times. It's a great race car.
Well, I think Sam was having a good time with a Porsche. Check him out.
You know, Porsches are so pretty. This car is really gorgeous. Now what this is a DP Motorsports 935.
It's a 1985 930 converted to 935. And DP does lots of customization and modifications of Porsche racing cars. And they build the bodies for the Kremer cars.
Basically kind of a street legal version of the 930 race car. It's a 3.3 liter in it, single stage turbo. This one had adjustable boost of 450 horsepower. Awesome to look at, awesome to drive. This is very special because this car was built and given to a very special guy.
This car was intended as a gift, a compensation to Mario Andretti from Porsche. So it has a roll cage, great turbo lag. When the power hits, it really takes off.
You know, here in his collection, this is probably one of the most sought-after Corvettes around. This is a '63 split-window coupe.
One of my first race cars. It's a very robust, good car. It's real fast. You can go off the road by accident and not be broken. I've probably raced that car more than any other car. I probably have 120 race starts in that thing. And it's rarely let me down.
He's raced it for a long time, but just recently he had it in a historic race. Something special happened to this car.
I drove the '63 Corvette last year at Monterey, and we had some Navy SEALs visiting the track, and we were asked for volunteers, and I was proud to drive these young men around the track, and it was pretty interesting in that nothing in the race car is going to scare a Navy SEAL. They had a great time.
Here's a pair of Group 2 race cars. The '74 BMW 2002s. This is the car that pretty much put BMW on the map in America.
One is out of Belgium, the other one's out of Japan. They weren't originally imported to the United States. Very small production numbers. My understanding is they needed to come out with the 2-liter engine turbocharged so they could run it in Formula 2 or a different race series.
These were little tanks, had a 2-liter 4-cylinder in them. These have actually started their life with what they call a TII. They had mechanical Kugel-Fischer injection on it. Now, these are turbo models. If you notice, this has got molded flares, but this has got bolt-on flares. The Japanese really didn't like those flares. They molded them in. They're really pretty cars. They had a tall greenhouse. The visibility was excellent out these cars.
Well, I really like the car. I've always liked the BMW 2002s, and this is just a little bit better. We probably get 20 to 40 horsepower more, and it makes it a real joy to drive.
You know, there's a lot of interesting cars here, but who would have ever thought you'd find what we call mini cars?
I'm the proud father of 2 young men, and when they were little, I was always looking for interesting cars their size.
This one right here is interesting. This is a little Italian mini car, got an engine in the back. It's called a Semsa. And I think it might be the only one around for all I know. But this has suspension in it, key, everything, an actual little mini car. Obviously not built for a guy like me.
It is an Italian car, one-off, hand-built. It's got a one-cylinder air-cooled engine. The gauges work, the lights work. It's a great kid's car. I'm not sure what it was intended for in the early 60s, but it's a neat toy.
But here's another one over here that I think is really interesting. This is called the Devon Jr. And Bill Devon is famous for building some fabulous lightweight sports cars. There are a few of them around. They're collector's items, and they are very, very valuable.
Devon's sports racer business, when there was time, he would go ahead and weld up chassis and make the bodies, pull the bodies off the Junior. It looks like one of their regular cars, and that one is fairly unique. There can't be more than a handful of them around.
Pretty fun piece to have in your collection, really unique. We're going to take a short break, and when we talk about unique, we're going to show you some even more unique things. So stay with us here on Griot's Garage Treasures.